Hey, it's Myles Matisse here with you. This is an episode of a radio show called Paisley Tyme from 2013 that me and my co-host Moni Marx had on LoDown 24/7, a Los Angeles, 24-hour Los Angeles internet hip-hop and rap and soul and R&B and gospel radio show here in Los Angeles. Paisley Tyme is Paisley Park, Prince's studio and label, and Flight Time, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis's label, all combined together, Paisley Tyme. This was a radio show where we celebrated the music of Prince, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, and all the Minneapolis related. In this episode, I'm going to start out with 3 stories that Moni Marx has about her times encountering Prince, and then we're going to go into a short but great interview with David Z. David Z. Rivkin is the brother of the Revolution drummer Bobby Z. Rivkin. And David Z. is a great producer, arranger, remixer, writer, musician. He was in Lips Incorporated. He was in that band when they did Funky Town. He's been a part of producing Jill Jones's album, producing The Family's album, being a part of producing and creating the drum sound for She Drives Me Crazy, and for working with Fine Young Cannibals, as well as Goofy Movie, being a part of a song that Tevin Campbell did called Stand Out. This is a great flashback 2013 radio show. Let's bring it on with her stories and then with David Z. Let's start off with the theme for Paisley Tyme that was played on the radio, and then we're getting into the show.
Fellas, hit me!
Every Saturday morning on LoDown 24/7, tune in to Paisley Tyme, the weekly Saturday morning show that explores the musical worlds of Prince, Jimmy Jam, and Terry Lewis and related. With your host, me, Myles Matisse, and my co-host, Moni Marx, we'll take you on a princely journey every Saturday morning, 9 a.m. to noon, only on LoDown 24/7. It's storytelling time.
Okay.
And with that,
Sorry.
we want to talk
Sure.
about your experiences in the princely world. Tell us the experience of grabbing Prince's ass.
Oh my gosh.
And what that was about, and where, and the Glam Slam,
Wow.
right?
No. That was at the first celebration in Paisley Park, and we were in the big studio
In Minneapolis?
in
Or-
Minneapolis, Minnesota, baby. What was going on was we were all in the big room, and then we were waiting for him to come on stage. I mean, we didn't know if there was going to be a show or not. But there was a girl next to me. He was standing probably to the left of the stage with some people, and the girl to the left of me was calling him, kind of motioning for him to come on out. And, he was looking, so she finally came on out. He finally came on out, and he bent over to ask her, what she wanted or what she was saying. And at that time, oh my God, if you've seen New Jack City and Mookie, it be calling me, man. It just be calling me. That's how Prince's ass was. It just be calling me, man. And so I couldn't resist. It was like one of those once-in-a-lifetime chances. You're in Minneapolis. You're in his home in Paisley Park. He bent over. The little booty is right in front of me. And I reached over and I grabbed him on the ass. And I apologize, Prince. I know that.
So what did he do?
So he looked over. Oh, my God. He opened his eyes all wide-eyed. And he mouthed, "You know better." And he flicked me on the forehead. And I will never wash my forehead again, okay? Oh, my God. But he was so cute. He had that playful look, and for him to open his eyes all wide, like you think Prince, when you think Prince, you're Mr. Sexy, sexaholic, you hear all this stuff. And he was really surprised that I grabbed him on his booty.
Like?
I thought it was going to be charming, soft. I thought it was going to be squishy. I grabbed a little handful. But that boy, I think with all the splits, it was like he did squats. His ass was tight.
Well, what kind of ass was it?
It was a wonderful ass.
Yeah. But tell us another story about Moni. This is storytelling time.
This is story time with Moni Marx.
Yeah, tell us about when you hugged Prince. Where did you...
When
was
I
it Glam
hugged
Slam?
Prince, oh my God. I've been a fan of Prince, geez, probably since I was like 10 years old. And then more into about 84, definitely when Purple Rain came out and all that. And I really got into appreciating him as a musician around the time Son of the Times came out and I saw the concert. But as far as hugging him, I mean, you know, when you're a kid, you look up to all these people, you see them as superstars, you never think you're going to ever meet them in person, let alone get up to them and talk to them or hug them. And my very first time encounter with Prince was at Glam Slam after the Symbol concert. And I went to Glam Slam. I was probably 21 or something like that. And I told myself that I would never, there's one thing I would never do when I met Prince. And I went against that and did that. And so anyways, we were at Glam Slam and they had switched the concert dates around. And I went there early. Before the concert was out. And after the concert, you know, people started coming in and Prince was there. Little did I know. And this girl met me. If you've ever been to Glam Slam, there's a balcony above that goes around the club. And then there's two sides of stairs. One's on your right and one's on your left. And the one on the right, if you're facing the bar area, he had a little room, private little room to himself. And in the middle was the DJ booth. And so I'm on the left of the stage and this girl, you know, she comes up to me and she's like, "Oh my God, did you see him? Did you see it?" And I'm thinking, who. And she's like, "Prince, you know, he's over there," pointing to the right of the club. And so, you know, I'm like, "Hey, okay, you know, come on, let's go." And so I started walking and, somebody started walking towards me. And I'm sorry, I think, okay, maybe it was because it was after the show. But I noticed this person really skinny, really pale, almost reminded me of a woman in a way. And I was like, no way, that's Prince, you know. I mean, it was my first time ever seeing him in person, you know. And so there's all these people around him. So, I mean, you know, it clicked like, no, that's Prince. Again, doing something I told myself I never do. I ran up to him. In the middle of all these people, I hugged onto him and I said, "Prince, I love you." And he smiled. And right then and there, he had these two big bodyguards, you know, that got on my left arm and on my right arm. And it was just like wham, wham, like the cuffs were put on. And it was kind of walked away a little bit. But I just wanted him to acknowledge me, you know.
Yeah, well, he's probably happy that you acknowledged him.
But there's been a couple more times. So
let's go into Acknowledge Me from around that time that you hugged him. You know, probably the 93 era. But this is Prince, Acknowledge Me, with Bonnie Boyer opening the song with her wail. It's just, we miss Bonnie Boyer. We love her.
And shout outs to Eleanor Harvey.
Yes, so here you go, Acknowledge Me. We've got the last part of our storytelling coming up. With Moni Marx and me, but I'm bringing out the stories from Moni. What's it? You said that you asked Prince to dance another time?
Yeah, another time at Glam Slam. He used to have these after-hour parties, and thank you, James White, out there in Nevada, who used to invite me out. We'd get a call at like 12 midnight. You know, Prince feels like partying. Come on out. And I was in the South Bay, and I'd drive out, you know, maybe about 12, 1. There was another time that I was there, and it was just him and Rosanda from TLC that was there. Yeah, right. And but that's another story. We'll say that for another time. But anyways, Deb Montgomery, you might remember this. I was there, and it was one of the first times I ever was invited to his little after-hour party. And this was actually during the time the club was open, and we would get these little cards, and the little cards would let you into the restaurant. And so finally he showed up, and I was a mom already by then, and I was with somebody I really loved at that time. But I had all these single friends, really beautiful girls, and everybody was like, I'm going to go up to him, I'm going to give him my picture, I'm going to ask him this and that and the other. Well, when it came down to it, nobody got up. So, I was kind of like a little spunky, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to have the balls to go up and talk to him. And he was in the doorway of when you first go into the restaurant from the street area. And I went up to him and I asked him if he would like to dance. And oh my gosh, again, I was, like I said, about 21 at this time. He smiled, and his smile, it made me melt like butter. And he looked at me and he said, he had that smile, almost like a little boy. And he says, not right now. He says, but maybe later. And his bodyguard, kind of looked down. He has, they take care of him. So I think it was Coco at the time. He looked down, and just, so I was like, okay, thank you. And I walked into the restroom. And it's so funny. It was like a scene out of a movie or a cartoon. It was like all the girls flocked into the bathroom. What did he say? What did he say? And I remember, I won't say her name, but the head of his fan club at the time, she was like, don't you ever do that again. If he wants to talk to you, he'll come up to you. You're going to ruin it for all of us. Well, I don't know where she is, but here I am. And with tons of Prince stories.
And what's up with the Wendy? She hugged you after an
Wendy,
After Luck show at the
Wendy,
Largo.
if you listen to this show, she did. Again, another one I never thought I would meet, but I thank God for all these opportunities. And I was walking around the back of the building. The show had already ended. We all got our autographs and whatnot, and we parked in the back. And she was outside, and there was some other fans there. I kind of waited, and I asked her. I said, "Oh my gosh, Wendy, and I can I give you a hug?" And the way she embraced me, almost like I was the one that she was a fan of mine. And I mean, I would have never thought, and I thank her so much for that. The way she held me close, almost like thanking me for still enjoying who she is. And she has the most beautiful voice to me. I love her. So sweet.
We have David Z on the phone. Hey, how's it going out there, David?
Pretty good, Myles. How are you doing?
Good. Me and Moni are happy to have you on the show.
David is like that teddy bear, biker uncle. He's shy and quiet. He has his little bandana around his head. David, do you ride a motorcycle?
I used to, yeah.
Ah, okay. You do. You remind me. He's quiet. He's so cute. He's quiet, but he's like that biker uncle,
Yeah, we loved seeing you at your brother's benefit at First Avenue. That was a great time.
Yes, it was a great time. He did a lot of good that day.
Yeah, it's been 2 years in a row that there's been a lot of good done. Is there going to be a third one next year, you think?
I'm sure there's probably going to be a third one. I can't tell you what it would be because I don't know yet. I think they're probably wondering themselves. But it's been very successful for 2 years, and they raised a lot of money for the Heart Foundation, so I think they're going to keep doing it.
That's great. And what are you working on these days?
What aren't you working on?
I just finished Cyril Neville. He was in the Neville Brothers,
right,
and he was the singer in a group called the Meters, which everybody loves the Meters if they're old enough to know. But we just finished a brand new record with him that's really great.
Going back, Moni, I didn't know about a Goofy movie until I met Moni, and she just loved your work on that film.
Out of all your work, people bring that song up.
What stand out?
They love it. They love. What Myles was reading some stuff on YouTube, and tell them what you were hearing. What people were saying.
Oh, that it just moves them, and it's like gives them goosebumps every time they hear the songs stand out and eye to eye, and that it's just they relive their childhood every time they hear those songs.
Well, my son
I guess because of the time that it was released and the quality of everything, the animation was great. That it became a cult hit with a lot of people who were growing up at that time.
Now, did you get Tevin to sing? Was that your idea?
Tevin was already in line to sing it.
Okay.
But that was their call.
Oh, okay.
And then Rosie Gaines came on board for Eye to Eye. That was also their call?
No, that was my call.
Okay. Yes.
She was working with Paisley at the time, and I thought it'd be great to have another singer in there to take the melody even higher, and she just jerked it right out of the park.
Nice. I don't even think I knew that was Rosie when watching the movie with my son. He's 23 now. I don't know how old he was back then, less than 5. And my daughter's 14, and she loves it too. She the same thing that people are saying. Here she is, 8 years younger than him, but for her too to go back and watch the movie and listen to the song, she loves it.
Yeah, It's hard to tell when people are a big cartoon who they are.
right. Well, they had a big voluptuous woman, singing that
Right.
part, and then her corset pops open or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Then what was it like going back a bit, like working on the Jill Jones debut album and the Family's debut album? You were involved in both of those projects, right?
Right. Yes, I was. Yes.
And what was that like? I mean, were you involved throughout the complete recordings of all the songs with the bands?
Yeah, and basically, the Family record was more Prince doing all the instruments, really.
Yeah.
And we did that in a warehouse in Minneapolis, one instrument at a time, and then we did the vocals there, and then I flew out to do Claire Fisher's string on there. It was a very cool project. He wrote great songs for that, and we whipped the singers into shape, and they did a great job.
David, did you...
Jill Jones
Go ahead.
was a lot of that was Prince on some of the songs, and then we hired a band in New York, Steve Gadd and great players, Phil Kraken and Hugh McCracken, and Steve Stevens from Billy Idol came and played. It was really a blast. We did that at Electric Lady Studios in New York.
Oh yeah, that's great.
David, did you get a chance to meet Claire Fisher?
Yeah, sure, I met Claire Fisher.
Oh,
yeah,
wow, because we were reading how Prince never wanted to meet him.
Yeah.
No, he never met him. No.
But they had a pretty quite an incredible relationship, and I guess they really didn't need to meet at the end of the day because it worked for them.
No, Prince just said, "Do your thing," and he liked it, so he didn't need to get involved with the decisions.
Dave, can you clear up something for me? Kiss. Now, okay, I read that Prince wrote it, gave it to Maserati, and then you and Levi changed it up a bit?
Not Levi, it was Brown Mark. It was
Brown Mark.
Yeah,
okay,
Mark
I'm
Brown,
sorry.
and you and him kind of added bass and added some instruments, and then Prince came back.
Yeah,
and
Mark Brown and I sat around all night, and I programmed the drums. We, put stuff on there that never wound up on there, and the rhythm part just sort of evolved out of the drum machine.
Yeah.
And then he took it back.
And changed it or to what it is now, or?
Yeah.
He sang it an octave higher, which made the song pop.
Oh, okay.
And he played the lead guitar part on there, and that's it. And took out a bunch of things. I snuck some of the piano back in there, but he took out the bass. And we just sort of did a radical 5-minute mix. It took about 5 minutes to mix that song.
Hey, Dave, so you're a drummer as well as your brother, right?
No.
Oh, you're
not? I program the drum machine, but I'm really a guitar player.
And were you in a band when you were younger?
Yes.
So what got you into mixing and producing, and where did you get your start?
Well, it was an accident. I didn't really want to do that, and I went to L.A. and became a songwriter, and I worked for A&M Records for a while.
Mm-hmm.
When I came back to Minneapolis 5 years later, I wanted to stay in the music business. So I organized a booking agent to take some of his bands into the studio just to cut demos to play for clubs, which was a good idea at the time. And the engineer in the studio, about the third group in, said, "I'm sick of this. Why don't you do it?" And I went, "I don't have any idea what the heck you're doing. And,
Oh, my God.
I'm just a guitar player."
Mm-hmm.
He said, "You'll learn." And he locked me in there for 2 years. And I studied every book I could find and practiced on people. And I learned. And after a few years, I just went, this is really better than what I wanted to do. To control everything from behind the scenes and skip around.
Yeah.
Looking back now, do you see that maybe this was your calling, or that you had a talent or a knack for it?
Yeah, I did. I mean, not at first.
Mm-hmm.
Believe me, some of my first recordings were the worst things you ever want to hear.
And you go back to like 81, right? Doing this?
74.
Oh,
Wow.
wow, 74.
Yeah.
Now, other projects you worked on were like Jody Watley, Alyssa Ferrillo.
Yep.
Like on the debut Jody Watley album, the songs you produced half the album with Andre Simone and you working together. What was that like working with him and in that process? I mean,
it was great. They were a couple then, and they had written these songs, and Andre programmed everything. It was all programming with his synthesizers, and at the time it was pretty on top of things, and he basically just hit a button and the thing played. Everything played together. We had to have inputs for everything, and then he played guitar on top of it. And I think I played a little guitar. I don't know.
And you were in the studio with him, just kind of like helping him oversee everything to make sure the mixing and arranging and production went smoothly?
Yeah, I engineer everything I do and mix everything I do. So basically a lot of the stuff is elimination. A lot of times there's too many parts, and I'll just kind of remove a few.
It would have been cool. It would have been cool had he had you involved on his solo albums, because I listened to his solo albums, and then Jody Watley, and it's a little bit more polished and just different in a commercial sense. Jody just her sound just basically was the main motivator and just causing her to skyrocket.
Yeah, well, yeah, and her vocal performances, yeah.
Definitely.
So Dave, you've worked with, so many people, but Go-Go's, Buddy Guy, Johnny Lang, Billy Idol, Janet Jackson, Fine Young Cannibals. You're an engineer, producer, arranger, composer, mixer. Is there anything, and two-time Grammy winner for working with Etta James, is there anything you haven't done that you want to put, just get your hands involved in?
Anything that I haven't done that I'd like to do, yeah. I love a lot of the new stuff coming out. I mean, there's all kinds of new groups. Daft Punk, I think, has got a great new song up for this summer. There's a lot of avenues I haven't got involved in yet.
So if you weren't working with music right now, what would you be doing? What's another one you've heard? Dance music, you're saying?
I think so, yeah.
But if you weren't doing music, what's another one of your passions that you would be doing?
If I wasn't doing music, I'd probably be robbing banks.
And you have the bandana for it.
I don't think I'm qualified to do too much else besides that.
The last Minneapolis project you worked on was that Alexander O'Neill's Live in Minneapolis CD?
Yeah, I believe it was, yes.
That was a cool thing, a collaboration. Bobby produced it and you mixed it?
Yes.
That was...
that worked out pretty good.
Yeah, I bought that, and it's got a really cool sound. I loved how it was. I love how everything was mixed. It's really good.
Yeah, I thought it came out great.
So, Dave, every artist, I'm sure is, different. Their voices and whatnot. What's your biggest challenge in working with an artist?
Well, the biggest challenge always is to get the feeling to come through the microphone, through the speakers, through the board, to get them to project feeling so that you can feel it coming out of your computer speakers. I mean, it is you got to make it bigger than life. And, just recording somebody usually isn't enough. It's more to do with how they convey what they feel inside across all those barriers, the electronics and, some people, the groove. I just try to open the pathway for, I lay the bed underneath what the artist does and try to get them relaxed and happy and comfortable and mad or however I need to get them to project that feeling.
Right. It's almost like acting, You, like you're saying, you could work on those feelings and exactly it comes out. Now, David,
there's no rules.
Go ahead.
With the in the Paisley Park world, you worked on Jill Jones' debut album and the Family's debut album. I'm sure there's other things you worked on with Prince that never got released from side protege projects as well as Prince. Would that be correct?
Yeah, there would be. There's probably a lot. there's a lot of his songs that I did that I don't know if they ever came out or not. They might be on the Black record, but I just remember doing 2 songs a day, and we did them from start to finish. We'd put up a song, start it, and then get it all the way finished and mix it, and then take it off the board. We wouldn't come back to it. We'd do 2 songs a day like that.
Well, would you happen to know any of those
quite
titles?
A bit of material.
Yeah.
I don't remember the title.
Let's see, we might have something.
But there's a possibility you'll probably that you might collaborate with him in the future.
Could be.
And I'm gonna play a song you mixed. It's your brother's song "Lie by Lie,"
Oh wow!
And it's the David Z mix. And
yep.
That was pretty cool because I mean when I first heard Bobby's solo record was just I loved his voice, and I think that was his only solo release.
Yeah.
And do you happen to have a solo release yourself?
No, I never did a solo record. No.
Are you familiar with dubstep music, David?
Love dubstep.
You know there's a dubstep version of Stand Out, right?
There is. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to send it to you.
It's on YouTube. It's a dubstep remix of Stand Out. It's great.
Oh, great.
That's some guy did it in his home studio, I guess, but it just sounds and goes together perfectly. It's amazing.
Oh, that's terrific.
So keeping it alive, you know.
Yeah, we'll email you the link, or we'll Facebook you the link.
Thanks.
And thank you for coming on the show. We loved having you, for sure.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. The website?
Hope your website. You have a website you recently put up, a new website, correct?
I revamped it. Yeah.
DavidZProducer.com.
DavidZProducer.com. Yeah.
Well, that's cool, and we look forward to seeing you next year in Minneapolis at the 3rd annual Bobby Z benefit.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming on. Okay.
Okay, guys. Thanks.
All right. Have a good day.
Bye.
So you liked him.
I'm telling you, he's this quiet guy, you know, he's kind of laid back, but he so reminds you probably of that lovable uncle, you know.
Yeah, well, he did say in an interview on YouTube that
he's shy?
Well, socially, he's
that's right.
He's
behind
shy, but he puts all of his passions and he really opens up in the studio environment,
exactly.
which is where he creates his best work.
And a lot of artists, I mean, they say that kind of about Prince, Michael Jackson, you know, type of thing, quiet, but then all their passion comes out in their music. And
that's really cool that he did a lot of stuff with Prince that never saw the light of day.
Yeah.
It's all in the vault.
Just his, you know, everything, his history, his catalog of music that he's worked on. I mean, some people, you know, may not even know the stuff he did working with Prince.
Yeah. It would be fascinating to be in a studio with him and see him at work.
Fellas, yeah, hit me.
Every Saturday morning on LoDown 24/7, tune in to Paisley Tyme, the weekly Saturday morning show that explores the musical worlds of Prince, Jimmy Jam, and Terry Lewis and related. With your host, me, Myles Matisse, and my co-host, Moni Marx, we'll take you on a princely journey every Saturday morning, 9 a.m. to noon, only on LoDown 24/7.